Welcome, Restoration Referral System family, to week 3 of our Live with Matt Danskin. This week, I'm going to be talking about catching big fish. And what I mean by that is leveraging the referral relationships you have with residential insurance agents to get to their commercial counterparts and get those commercial deals that can pay, obviously, big profits for you. So, we're going to go ahead and dive in. Before we get into our main topic, though, we're going to talk about some of the questions that we've had come up over this past week. So I've been collecting questions that have come up through some of our one-on-one trainings that we've been doing, some of that coaching, as well as just some questions that get messaged over to us. So the first question that I want to tackle is for our past client strategy. So if you're a client, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. Do they need to have bought a roof from us? So let me explain this. In our past client strategy, we're calling your past customers and we're doing a customer service call really for the purpose of asking our two questions. Our two questions: who is your insurance agent and what do you think of them? And when we're going through that, we're typically calling those past customers and we're making sure that they're doing fine, like there's no problems with their roof, that they're happy, they're satisfied. We get a review if they are happy with us. But then we're leveraging that to, in a very natural, organic way, either get to their insurance agent or find an opportunity to refer that customer to one of the agents that we're working with. But I love this question here, and I talk about this a little bit sometimes in our training, is that we don't have to limit this just to people that we sold and built a roof for. You can call people that you maybe did an inspection for that didn't need a new roof, that you went out and did a no damage inspection, or maybe their roof needed some small repairs. And you can go ahead and engage with that customer. Here's what's cool though, is you can even apply this with a customer that maybe had you guys out, you talked to them, and you failed to sell them, unfortunately. They ended up going with the competition, or they ended up not getting the work done. Now, if you call that person, sometimes you're going to find that there's an opportunity there, that they need you now. And the fact that you followed up with them got you that opportunity. But really the purpose is in, again, either finding an opportunity to connect with their agent, if it's somebody that we want to work with, or finding an opportunity to refer that customer to one of the agents we're working with. We can still extract value out of that customer and that relationship with, even if they didn't do business with us before. So hopefully that's helpful for you on that question. So now let me get to our next question, which is, why is the online calendar system important? And for a long time, I've been recommending for contractors to use some kind of online calendar system. In fact, in the last several months, we've built our own online calendar system because I didn't find any that would do exactly everything that we needed them to do. And so we've added that in. But whether you use boomsystem.io or you use Calendly or Acuity Scheduling or vCita, whatever you're using, here's the reason that that's important, is when you go and create a referral relationship with an insurance agent, their habits and what they've done in the past are going to be their guide, like it is for everybody, in what they do next, unless you give them a better way. So most insurance agents, in my experience, their process is, okay, somebody calls and they need a roofer. I've got a template email. Let me send out a list of 3 or 5 or 10 contractors to this customer and let the customer take it from there. Or they may pull your card out of their top drawer of their desk and give your information to the customer. And that's kind of a best case scenario. It's really easy for that card to get lost. It's really easy for somebody else's card to get put right on top of yours. And if in the case of that template email, it's really easy for that customer to either not take any action and not call you, or to call 3, 5, 10 contractors, you being one of them, and now you're dealing with a bunch of competition. So the reason that this online calendar system is so important, one is it is very convenient for that insurance agent and for that customer. And so when you're in the meeting selling that agent on why to use you, and they want to use you, let's not fall into a process that's broken that's going to lead to us having deals slip through the cracks or having us deal with competition unnecessarily. Let's equip them with a process that suits us. So you can teach them, hey, when your customer calls you and says, hey, I need a roofer, I think we just had a hailstorm blow through. Who do you know that I can trust? Rather than handing out your information and hoping the customer calls you, go ahead and go to our website right here. Find a time that works well for the customer. You'll fill out a couple of details, and boom, that customer is going to get a notification right away. So they're going to know that you've taken care of it for them. So this shows it's very easy for the insurance agent. It's going to make them look like a hero, and that customer is getting first-class service too. We've all experienced this now. In 2022, it's pretty common for a lot of different industries to have systems like this that are fairly automated, that are customer facing, allow the customer to be in charge, or that referral partner to be in charge, to be convenient to them. Let me offer this up to you. And when you do that, there's no possibility for that customer to not make the phone call, for that appointment, that referral that got so close to fail right there at the 1 yard line. When they schedule that appointment, you've got an appointment locked in. You're going out there Tuesday at 3:00. You're showing up. And very rarely are they going to miss that appointment. They're going to get reminders. They're going to get notifications so that you make sure that happens. Now, the other side of that is in your calendar system that you've taught this insurance agent to use, there's no room for your competition. There's no room for that list of contractors that now you're competing with. Now, they may go ahead and schedule an appointment for their customer because that's really convenient and high-level service. And then they may still send that list of 3 or 5 or 10 contractors to the homeowner. But 9 times out of 10, they're not going to do anything with it because they've already got an appointment locked in. This task is already taken care of. So that is why that online calendar system is so, so important. So whether you use boomsystem.io, which we've customized specifically for you guys, or you use something else, make sure that you're using some kind of online calendar system there. Somewhere? No. Okay. So that's question number 2. I got a question here, which I get every once in a while, which was, does this work with insurance adjusters? And I'll say mostly no. So insurance adjusters, everywhere that I've done work, and I've talked with clients all over the country, and it seems to be the case pretty much everywhere, insurance adjusters are not technically allowed to refer a particular contractor. Because if they did, they would have a potential conflict of interest. They could be getting kickbacks from that contractor. They're in direct relationship where they're approving claims or not approving claims, and maybe they're going to approve a claim because they're going to get a kickback for it. And so most companies have at least guidelines for them to not do that. Now, I've gotten referrals from insurance adjusters, and I know a lot of contractors that have as well. And if they give you a referral, great. But if they have been told not to, don't make that your marketing tactic to go try to make them do something that may get them in trouble, may get them in hot water. And by the way, when I've gotten referrals from insurance adjusters, it wasn't any type of kickback. It was the good adjusters that just want to take care of customers and make sure that they have a good contractor with integrity to work with. And so it can be done well. It's typically not allowed just because it could go wrong. It could be done wrong. So appreciate that question. And again, it seems like roofing contractors, homeowners, especially, insurance agents, even, sometimes kind of mix up the terms adjuster and agent when they are very different roles. We discussed, I think a week or two ago, the insurance agents are definitely allowed to give those referrals though. I wouldn't have a business if that weren't the case. All right, next, and our last question before we get into our topic for the week is, how much do I need to practice before scheduling my first meetings? Now, I just got this from one of my newer clients, and really they're looking at like when they go through the training, none of it's particularly hard, but there are a number of steps to it. There's a right order of what we're doing, and there's specific word tracks that we use that we've proven to be effective. And so when you start going through the training, I recommend don't go through more than one of the major modules, more than one of the strategies at a time. So you can go through our fundamentals and our organic strategy in one day, and then practice that and put it into action with the customers that you're meeting with. And then on a separate day, you can go through our past client strategy and then start putting it into practice and start calling those past customers and start calling the agents of those past customers and start meeting with those agents. And then on a separate day, go into that cold calling strategy and start calling insurance agents and start meeting with those insurance agents. So all of those distinct strategies break up, train through on separate days, but really there should be a training and then a putting it into action phase there. So I have the advantage of focusing on this one topic all day long, every day for years. And so I know these strategies inside and out. And if it's something that's new to you, it's going to take a little bit of practice. But I would much rather see you go take the strategies that you've learned, even if you don't have it all perfect, and go out and use it and maybe make a couple of mistakes, than sit there and practice and practice and practice and practice so that you can get it perfect. Meanwhile, you could have been selling agents and getting referrals all that time that you were practicing. So I typically recommend give it about 2 hours of focused attention. Go through, watch the videos a couple of times. Quiz yourself. What are the order of these things that I need to do? What are some of these word tracks that I need to do? And ultimately, if you can remember 50% of that on your first meeting, the insurance agent doesn't know what you're supposed to say. They don't know my program. And so you're going to be more effective than most any contractor out there, even with half of the stuff that we teach. And after you go through that first meeting, that typically is going to strike your mind and go, you know what? I forgot X, Y, and Z. And in your second meeting, you're going to get 70% of it. In your third meeting, you're going to get 80, 90% of it. Your fourth meeting, you're going to get 95% of it. And pretty soon you have built up your skill set here to the point that you're able to close these insurance agents repeatably, just at will. You understand the principles, but you'll learn that a lot faster if you put them into action. So in terms of how long to wait and how much practice you need to have, I've got clients that have literally gone through the training and that had meetings scheduled before they went through the training hours before that meeting, showed up to the meeting and crushed it. And I would much rather see you do that, like I said, than making perfection the enemy of progress. You need to get out there and do it. So those are our submitted questions for you guys. Hopefully those were helpful to you. Maybe some questions that you had for yourself. The next piece here was the title of our training for this week is Catching Big Fish. And I talked to so many roofing contractors that are doing both residential and commercial. The principles that we use work with either residential or commercial. So if you're only a commercial contractor, you can apply them to these commercial agents. But a lot of contractors do both residential and commercial. And a lot of times they're doing a lot of residential and a little bit of commercial, and they want to be doing more commercial. And so if that's the case for you, a really easy, organic, natural way to get those commercial agents that you maybe didn't have right up front is with the residential agents that you already had. So if you guys are watching this on our restoration referral system page, this is the time when we're going to close off the rest of the training just for our clients. So if you're a client of ours, make sure that you go over to the RRS Pro group, where we are going to be displaying the full training as well as the Q&A that we have afterwards for your eyes only. So if you're not a client yet, now's the time to sign up. This is the important information that you're missing out on otherwise. So